Okay, today we're going to do a fun technique called diffusion. If you haven't heard of this before, get out of this video, go down and have a look at one of my older videos called Defusion and look at that first. Basically, all this is working out about how to step back from our thoughts and feelings, those kind of yucky things that happen inside us that we can't really control, and looking at them for what they really are. So they're just words in our head, they're pictures in our head, they're sensations in our body. And what we do at the moment is we hold them really tightly and we completely think that they must all be true and they must mean something about us, there must be something wrong with us if we're thinking like this. But really, all they are is just thoughts, pictures, words running through our head. And if we let them kind of float by, then we realise that they have less control over us. So what I've got is a heap of different techniques to do. Have some fun with it. Pick which ones work really well for you, and then practice them when you're feeling calm, you're feeling good. Then they'll come automatically when you need to do them when you're not feeling so good. So the first one we've got is choose a funny cartoon character. So what I want you to do first up is maybe write down or think in your mind one of the thoughts that is really getting you down at the moment, something that you're holding on to really tightly. And usually this is along the lines of something to do with the scary future, I'm never going to make it, or something to do with the painful past, so can't believe I did that, that must mean that I'm a failure. Something about not being good enough, really. And this is thoughts that we all have, but at the moment you might be holding on to them really tightly and they're standing in your way. So then what we're going to do is choose a funny cartoon character. So think of them, something in your head, maybe from a movie or a cartoon that you've seen. You could think of like Daffy Duck or even your favourite movie or something. So what I do for this one is I imagine my character is Hyacinth. So if you've ever seen Keeping Up Appearances, you'll know what I mean. So I imagine every time that I have a funny thought or something that's really getting me down, I imagine Hyacinth saying in my mind the words, the sentences, and it makes me step back from it because they seem so ridiculous. So it's like the episode when they're driving along and she's like, "Oh, darling, watch out for that cow." And her husband says, "What cow?" And he says, "Oh, over in the paddock there." And it's just so ridiculous that it makes you kind of think it is just thoughts in our head, and we shouldn't take them so seriously a lot of the time. The next one is a really quick and simple thing that we do called thanks mind. So this is acknowledging that the mind can be really brilliant. Sometimes the mind gets us out of really sticky situations. It throws up amazing kind of images. It gives us just real gems sometimes. And it's quite incredible what the things that we can do if you compare us to other animals. The mind just really gives us lots of great opportunities. Sometimes, though, it gets stuck in trying to predict our future and holds on to all of the bad things that you might have done, the bad memories, the bad feelings, and wants to make sure that you don't feel that way again. But usually this doesn't work really well. So when you notice that your mind's hooked on something that's not so helpful, you just acknowledge it. Thanks, mind, and get on with what you're doing. This one works really well. This next one is sing your thoughts. So imagine the thought that you've written down or in your head that you sing it to the tune of Happy Birthday. I'm useless, I'm useless, I'm useless, I'm useless. And that might help you to step back from it really well as well. This one's fun as well. Your mind is a parrot. So what you want to do is imagine that you go through your day with this little parrot sitting on your shoulder. He's beautiful, but he's annoying. Every time you have that unhelpful thought, something that's saying that you're not good enough, your parrot just repeats it for you. And this is a way of stepping back from it as well, because he says it in a little parrot voice and it's just kind of acknowledging what you're saying, but he's not taking it serious at all. This one's for those of you that like to draw or like to write down your thoughts, and simply writing down your thoughts is a really great way of getting you to step back from them. So what you can do is make a series of little comic strips that have your thought in them, and do them on little, like different people, do them with different, you could do them on different objects like flowers, you can do them on animals, and just play around with the thought until it becomes less like it's your own. Because the thing is, everybody has the same similar thoughts as what you're having. This one's similar to the parrot one, so it's repeat it until it sounds ridiculous. So if you imagine starting to say milk, 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 eventually it loses its impact. Eventually you're kind of like, what even is that word? Like, why do I even associate that with the white thing? It becomes a little bit ridiculous in your mouth and in your head. So try that with your thoughts as well. There you go. Lots of cool things to try. Replay the video, try them with different thoughts, and pick one or two that work really well for you. Then practice them flat out and use them when you're not feeling so good. Good luck.